Welcome. You're looking at the Orangeville Prep Bears and Southwest Academy OSBA action, game number 2 tonight. Orangeville Prep, their home opener. Obviously, the most famed high school basketball program in all of Canada. A couple new players on the floor starting for the Bears, of course. Shamar Rattan-Mays, Matthew Alexander Moncrief, number 34, Jeff Nagandu with the tip-off. Dyson Frank is out there, as well as Lorenzo Downey. On the floor for Southwest, Jaleel Hiltz, Brock Newton, Noah Julian, Kual, and who else am I missing? Ziphion Grant. There we go. Ziphion Grant, long jump shot, gets it to go. Right off the bat, Ziphion opens the scoring. That was a tough shot, made it go down. Shamar Rattan-Mays, sporting the beard this year. Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Dyson Frank, long three, no good. Kual with the loose ball. So Kual, number 30, of course, played up here last year for Orangeville Prep. So you know he's going to want to have a big night playing against his former teammates. And that's Brock Newton goes to the line. He's fouled. We'll shoot a couple free throws. So Southwest Academy, look like they got a couple players. Obviously, the big addition of Kual, a couple of the new guys coming in, but they lose OSBA MVP Kobe Elvis, who's transferred over to Bill Carruthers, So it's going to be curious. I'm curious to see how they react to, you lose your best player. Very similar situation to what the Toronto Raptors are going through this year. Obviously, losing Kawhi. Still a pretty good team, though. That was a bit of an ugly shot. Kual knocks it out of bounds. Nope. I'm with Matthew. MA looking at the ref saying how. Looked like Kual came in and punched that out of bounds. And now Southwest underneath from the corner. That Newton misses. Rebound Dyson Frank. Rattan-Mays pushes the ball up the floor. Moncrief. Obviously, the new look Bears lost a whole bunch of guys to the NCAA. And 2 years ago, lose a whole bunch of guys to the NBA. Shamar starts things off with a nice little turnaround jump shot. So Shamar starting to gather some NCAA interest, getting a few offers under his belt, looking to add to that throughout the season. Kual, shot clock at 5, lost the handle on it. Moncrief picks it up, pushes it ahead to Rattan-Mays. The alley-oop! Jeff Nagandu. Big dunk, goes down hard, but gets up. No worse for wear. Newton, how's that not a travel? It is. So now you're seeing why they're the #1 high school team in the country. Now, the only problem is, 2 years in a row, they've lost in the OSBA championship to TRC, so they keep saying they're the #1. I think this year they absolutely have to prove it. No more failures in the playoffs. I was calling the OSBA, finals there, wide open look, Lorenzo Downey. Speaking of OSBA champion, Lorenzo, a transfer from TRC, was the best player in the OSBA playoffs. I'll tell you that about 100 times coming up this season. Absolutely love Lorenzo's game. Was excited to hear that he had transferred up here, along with Alex Nawaga from King's Christian over on the bench right now. Newton, corner for Jaleel Hiltz. Jaleel, Kual, the lefty three, hits it. Kual. Gives Southwest the lead, 6-4. So Kual, this guy could shoot with just about anyone in this league. Couldn't get his opportunity here last year. MA, you've got to be kidding me. Goes underneath the basket. Little curl kiss off the glass a la Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I said Kobe. That's the kind of the company that MA keeps. Looks like Dyson Frank's picking up his first foul. So you wonder about the eyeball test. Just walking into the gym, They look just as imposing as ever, Orangeville. You know, these guys got bodies, NBA bodies on these guys in high school. That's one of the things when you come up here to play them, just walking into the gym. Right away, you're like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. So good to see Orangeville hasn't lost that effect yet. Shamar weaves through everyone. Little floater, no good. Jaleel Hiltz with the loose ball, pushes it up to Newton. A little unlucky on that attempt, goes out of bounds. So number 5, Jaleel Hiltz out there, smallest guy on the floor, but he's one of my favorite players in the OSBA. Wrote an article last year for On Point, about 10 players to watch. I love him. Look, he's not the most gifted player in there, but his motor, he absolutely does not stop. His defense is absolutely relentless. Shamar's going to have his hands full with Jaleel tonight. Turnaround jump shot missed. Nagandu couldn't get it to go. Wide open look in the corner. Southwest, no good. Moncrief gets it. That was Noah Julian missed on the 3 for Southwest. MA for 3, why not? Short. Nagandu, easy putback. So chatting with some of the coaches from AI in Orangeville before, like, ooh, you got to watch this Jeff Nagandu guy. This guy's a player. Brock Newton, long 3, missed. Moncrief gobbles that up. Rattan Mays pushes it to Moncrief, glides through. Gorgeous finish. Matthew Alexander Moncrief, 10-6. It's a real torrid pace here in the first few minutes. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. I'm Chris McKee doing the play-by-play. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to click subscribe to Athlete Institute on the YouTube channel. Stay up to date in all game times. Long 2, missed. That was Ziphion Grant. Ziphion, a transfer from Thornley. Moncrief, and he traveled. Yeah. I think Moncrief saw that lane, was thinking highlight, and didn't really set his feet. 10-6. So you're seeing already in the first few minutes, Orangeville's bag of tricks, a big alley-oop. Gorgeous little lay-in from Moncrief. Hiltz. Ooh, MA just eat him alive. Big block from behind. And then a foul by Grant. So Jaleel, but you see, that's one thing I love about Jaleel. He's fearless enough to take that, into the trees against the big guys. MA, though, sniffed that out well and chewed him up. Substitution. We're going to see Ruben Hasabanebi for the first time tonight, number 12. Ruben can shoot with just about anybody in this league. Seen Ruben play last year up here for Southwest. Moncrief kicks out. Rattan Mays for 3. Shamar, no good. We're seeing Kyler Filowich for the first time tonight, number 21. Shamar sniffs that out, knocks it out of bounds, but it's still the Southwest ball. Substitution. Alex Nwaga coming in. His home debut for Orangeville. Mentioned transfer from King's Christian. Heck of a player. Called his games the last few years. And you see right there the trouble he causes, that length. He's a fantastic athlete. Starting to garner some NCAA attention. Moncrief inside to Filowich. And he just bowls over Jaleel Hiltz. Southwest looking for the foul, definitely had an argument, but Kyler gets his first basket. And then almost the steal, nice little move by Newton. From my angle, looked like it went in, just missed. Brock Newton will shoot 2. Brock out of Fergus, Ontario. I spent a month there one night. Played his club ball for the Waterloo Wolverines. I know coaches up here interested in maybe Brock coming here. Opted to stay a little closer to home. I've been told this guy can play. Early on, looks the part. Definitely long, goes about 6'7". Darius DeVero seeing his first action. Shamar short on his 3. DeVero, little hand check. No, Jaleel gets called with a palming, and I'm with the Southwest coach, like, really, you're going to start calling that? So Kevin Barnes, not a fan of that call. Neither am I. It's like, let him play a little. For my money, I thought DeVero was going to call a little check in the back on Jaleel. You see Jaleel's footwork. He's so quick. Moncrief, M.A. pushes off, kicks out to DeVero. I thought the 3 was there for him, didn't want it. Moncrief, no good. Rebound, Logan Shane seeing his first action, number 42. Long 3, Southwest, no good. Ball bouncing around, DeVero comes up with it, hits off his knee, and Nawaga couldn't track it down. But they're saying it's Orangeville ball. How in the heck is that? Nawaga tipped that out of bounds, so that's 2 unfortunate calls back-to-back going against Southwest. It's hard enough coming up here to play as it is, and now back-to-back 2 calls. And there's the return. So the other ref corrects that. Nawaga gets called with a foul and a push-off. Alex sporting a new hairdo. He's growing it out a little. He's got it pulled back. I didn't recognize it when I first walked in the gym. That and I'm blind as a bat without my glasses on. Jaleel Hiltz. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Orangeville pressing. Southwest works out of it well. Ruben Hasabanebi in the corner. Missed again. Shane with the rebound. Logan Shane, fadeaway jump shot. And Logan Shane saying how. So that's some big boys down there. Kyler Filowich, Logan Shane. 2 big dudes down there battling, and the foul goes against them. Not a shooting foul. Qual checks back in for Logan. Nawaga gets his first basket of the night, was thinking dunk, thinking highlight. Wisely, just went for a little jump shot. So Orangeville trying to use their length to press Kowal. And Nawaga picks up a cheap foul. Not a fan of that. So I think the refs are being a little ticky-tacky in the early going. And Alex should go to the bench, picking up 2 quick ones. Dyson Frank back in for him. So here's Dyson checking back into the game out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Following in the footsteps of my guy Ramir Moore, who's down at the Rise Academy. Ramir committed to play at St. Joe's back in Philly. One of my favorite players over the past few years in the OSBA, and now another Philly native. Coming up to Orangeville for his final year. We're also seeing Justice Prentice for the first time tonight. So we got 2 Zanes in the program and 2 Justices. Filowich, nice basket, big man using his frame. Kyler from Manitoba came to Orangeville in hopes of obtaining a scholarship down south. Could have went to any number of youth sports programs this year and been a starter. I'm reading about him, definitely wants to explore his options down south first. That youth sports opportunity is going to be there for him next year if he wants. Guy with his frame, his size. Also, pretty good football player. Not hard to imagine, checking out his frame. So I think that's one of the things, though. He's got to decide, am I a football player or am I a basketball player? If he's a basketball player, he's got to get a little bit more of a basketball body. He's got to lean out a little bit. Saw that with Giovanni Scott here, 2 years ago. Giovanni was playing a little thicker, came in last year, really slimmed down, really looked apart. Giovanni now down at South Plains JUCO in Texas. Spent a year or 2 down there before he'll get his opportunity major NCAA programs. Now, Kyler, I think that's one thing. You're going to play football, I played football myself as well. But you got to decide which are you. DeVero. So Darius has passed up a couple threes early. You got to have the confidence, man. So looks like Qual's going to get called with a foul on Justice Prentice. So Filowich comes over to give some love to Justice and gives him he's a big dude, man. Got to be a little bit more delicate with your own teammates. Almost ran him over. Darius DeVero. So Darius, transfer from TRC. Seen him play. This will be my third season now seeing Darius. You know, they've been raving about him. This guy, you know, the future, well, now is his time. Dyson Frank, short. Filowich couldn't get it. Southwest down the other end. And Noah Julian stumbled. Darius DeVero, easy lay-in, nicely done. 18-13. So Southwest hanging around in the first quarter. Looked good. Been a little unfortunate on some calls. Good ball movement. I think even without Kobe Elvis, it looks like they're going to be just fine this year in the OSBA. Long three missed. A rebound, Prentice. DeVero wisely pulls up. They'll reset. Prentice directing traffic. Filowich. Spin move, baseline jumper. He reminds me so much of Brian Big Country Reeves, the former Oklahoma State star and then Vancouver Grizzly. And top draft pick in the NBA. Prentice, wide open look, why not? Swish. Justice Prentice, big three. And now Southwest wants a timeout. Orangeville Prep leads 21-13. 51 seconds to go. So Justice. So we got some DaBaby bumping in the background. My new favorite artist. I'm DaBaby obsessed. He's a guy I discovered over the summer, and he's all over my iTunes right now. That's my summer workout. Has been DaBaby, Little Baby, and they got a song together called Baby Day, believe it or not. You think you're in the studio, go, hey, look, you're DaBaby, he's Little Baby. Can we call it something else? Either way, that tune's deadly. Check that one out on YouTube. DaBaby from the Charlotte, North Carolina area. That's why he's got a little bit of a different twang to him. So I'm feeling him. He's got another tune, 21. That I've been bumping as well. (21-13). So happy to be back here up at the Athlete Institute calling Orangeville Prep games. Mentioned during the first game, I was doing the CEBL, the Canadian Elite Basketball League, the new pro league. I called Shamar's brother Xavier's games a few times, and I had the chance to speak with Xavier after the game, went and interviewed him, and it was a real cool moment because, he's in a media scrum and everyone's got his head down and, giving the stock answers, the usual. And then as soon as I mentioned, hey, I'm the Orangeville Prep commentator, his eyes lit up, big smile on his face, and he's like, oh, my little bro. So I talked about the off-season program. Xavier's been working with Shamar, how hard they've been working. He said expect big things from Shim this year. DeVero, wide open three. It's got to go. It doesn't. Rebound, Filowich. So Southwest already having a problem with Kyler. They got no answer for him. Dyson Frank can't get the roll. Third time's a charm. Come on, son. You get three chances at that. One of them's got to go. 8.8 seconds to go. Plenty of time. So I'm hoping to get Jeremy Pope up here for the second half. Help me call the game. Not that I can't do it by myself, but it's always nice to have a little help, especially early in the season, because I'm hoping give me a little bit more info on some of these guys. because, you know, it's early in the season. I got to find out a little bit more background on some of the kids. I mentioned I was doing the CEBL. So I did the 3 Ontario franchises, the Niagara River Lions, Guelph Nighthawks, and the Hamilton Honey Badgers, which is where Xavier Rattan-Mays was playing. A lot of fun. It's cool being with the pros. I was also doing pro volleyball this summer and won volleyball. But I'll tell you, nothing beats calling Orangeville prep games. It's top of my list. Love it more than anything. Long 3 from DeVero at the half, at the quarter, excuse me. Doesn't go. So at the end of 1, Orangeville Prep will take a 21-15 lead into the break. I'm Chris McKee. You're watching us here on the Athlete Institute YouTube channel. Don't forget to click subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow Orangeville and Athlete Institute on Twitter and Instagram. Stay up to date on everything happening with the program, as well as what's happening with all their alumni. I mentioned the Raptors, obviously, tonight. NBA kicking off, so we got Ignas Brzdikis playing, Lugens Dort. I see Matur Maker just signed, I believe, with Houston. There's a record number 16 Canadians playing in the NBA this year on rosters. Great to see. Obviously, Jamal Murray, the best of the bunch that's ever been through this gym. Thon Maker, I love Thon. He's really developing. Thought he played really well last year in Detroit. Thought he played well in Milwaukee before the trade. Finally getting a little bit more minutes down in the D. And Thon will be a restricted free agent. I was so bent that the Raptors didn't draft him. They took Jakob Poeltl, and I wrote a bunch of articles at the time saying they made a mistake. They should have took Thon, and I'm never the type of guy to say, I told you so, but I told you so. Poeltl now down in San Antonio, couldn't break through. Pascal Siakam ripped that position from him. And now the Raptors just scratched the check for $130 million to Pascal. And I don't think Poeltl's going to be getting that kind of cake anytime soon. So with Thon being a restricted free agent, it means the Pistons will have the opportunity to match any offer and will have to be compensated if he does end up getting a better offer elsewhere. I'd love to see Thon in Toronto, man. As a backup to maybe Siakam. Ibaka's getting a little older. Gasol's obviously getting a little older on a one-year deal. Back to it. Prentice in the corner. DeVero moves it around. Lorenzo Downey took his eye off it. In the corner, Dyson Frank. Swish, big man showing the range. Dyson Frank hits a 3, 24-15 Orangeville. DeVero picks Hilt's pocket. DeVero, and he's fouled. Good foul by Jaleel after the turnover. Doesn't let DeVero finish. Puts him to the line. So Jaleel, a little unfortunate in the early going tonight. But again, great motor on him. A little pleasant young guy. Chatted with him in the offseason. Always real anxious to find an opportunity for himself in the NCAA. Definitely got the speed for it in the motor. Obviously the size not there. So he may have to go the JUCO route, prove himself that way. But I know the dude can play. And he's fouled there by DeVero. I don't think it's a shooting foul, no. Southwest will inbound. That's Ziphion Grant underneath the basket. He'll inbound. 9:14 to go, 26-15. So Southwest has achieved in keeping Orangeville fairly in check. Couple highlight reel plays in the first 2 minutes. Sometimes you wonder, uh-oh, here we go. They've settled down. Kept them reasonably in check. Newton Not there, leaves it for Hiltz. Jaleel, gorgeous step back. And air ball, though. Shot clock was winding down. Jaleel had to take the shot. Doesn't go. Turnover, Orangeville ball. Justice Prentice brings the ball up. Justice, a class of 2020 in his second season here with Orangeville. Transferred from Bill Carruthers last year. Filowich, blocked by Newton. And Filowich muscles his way. Downey, no dice. Newton with the ball, brings up the floor. In the corner, Jaleel Hiltz puts it up again. No good. Rebound, Frank. Filowich running the floor. Spin move. And for the big dude, man, he's got some great feet. He moves real well. Newton baseline jumper. Nice finish, Brock Newton. Shamar, guarded by Hiltz, leaves it for Prentice. Downey, wide open look, attacks the basket, puts it up, gets the roll, Lorenzo Downey. So let me tell you, Lorenzo, he's very deceiving. What he likes to do is he'll draw you in, thinking he's gonna take that three, and his first step is deceptively quick, it's lightning quick, and he can blow by just about anyone in this league and put it away. It's a real thing of beauty. He kind of lulls you into thinking, this guy can't beat me on the dribble, and he can blow by just about anyone. Downey missed on that three attempt. So Coleman Stuka over in the red tracksuit. Coleman is going to be Coleman's been an OCAA All-Star the last couple of years. This dude is a player, obviously just committed to Northeastern University, but he's in a tracksuit tonight, not playing. Grant in the corner, and he was not out of bounds. I don't know how he's getting that call. I was purposely watching his feet. He was nowhere near the line. Unlucky. Because in that first game, there was a whole bunch of calls like that, so now I've started looking. They go, all right, is he out? That one, he was a good two inches in the line. Unfortunate. Prentice blows through everyone and draws the foul. It looks like Noah Julian. Nope. He's on Hasabanebi, number 12. Justice will shoot two. So Justice, one of these guys last year at the start of the season, buried on the bench in Orangeville, really was patient, worked his way into the lineup, ended up starting a whole bunch of games down the stretch, and this guy's developed into one heck of a player. I saw him 2 years ago at Bill Carruthers. He was a nice player, he was a good player, but this dude's turning into an elite guard and definitely got a future at the next level. He can play. Newton. Long jump shot. Brock Newton, dude, has got range. It's effortless for him. You could see he wanted that shot. Comfortable. Taking that 18, 20-foot jump shot. Nagandu back on the floor. Doesn't go. Newton again, wide open three. Someone's getting a body on him. Orangeville fortunate on that one. And Newton finally misses. Downey wide open three. This one looks good. No, can't get the roll. What a follow. Dyson Frank out of nowhere. Someone's got to box him out if you're on Southwest. Hasabanebi. Feed inside to Hiltz. And that's a foul on Downey. Julian. I don't think it's a shooting foul as his feet were buried. He wasn't in the act of shooting. He thinks it's a shooting foul. It's not. And I'll support the refs on that one. Newton wide open. Moncrief back on the floor for Orangeville. And in the corner, that's Noah Julian, big three. Southwest not going away quietly, 32-21. Lead still at 11. 5:45 to go in the half. And Hasabanebi almost stole that. M.A. M.A. has his pocket picked. Hiltz races up the floor for Southwest. And Jaleel weaves through everyone. Gorgeous finish. Jaleel Hiltz. Lead back down to single digits. And M.A. down the other end misses. So Hiltz, talked about, man, went in there with the trees. The big boys wove through them. Nice basket. And he's in there again fighting for it. As Ziphion Grant missed jump shot from the free throw line. Rattan Mays, that's Shamar's signature move. He'll go in there, muscle his way in, drew the foul, gets himself to the line. But Shamar is one of the best I've seen at taking those awkward kind of falling down shots. Really can really hit baskets as he's falling to the ground. I've been saying it for the past 2 years. He's the smartest player in the OSBA, the highest IQ of any player for his basketball anyway on the floor. And I know Shamar also gets it done in the classroom. He's getting some interest from Ivy League schools. Speaking of Ivy League, shout out to my guy Lucas Sakota, King's Christian, playing down at Harvard this year. Along with Josh Cummings, that's blocked by Nagandu. And that's a foul called on Shane. So Logan Shane, that's a couple ticky-tackies gone against him. And he's a big dude, man. Like, you know, he's going to get his fouls, but he doesn't want to be getting fouls 50 feet away from the basket. Orangeville looking for space. Moncrief skates through everyone, but there's a foul called before that went in. I don't think the basket's going to count. 35-23. The basket should count, or before it. We'll find out here. So Matthew Alexander Moncrief, one of the highest rated recruits in the country. I mean, last year I've seen the who's who of college coaches up in this gym. All here checking out MA, Michigan State. I know in pursuit, Seton Hall, Georgetown. Who am I missing? Florida. I mean, dozens upon dozens. Can't wait to watch him play on TV next year. I love Matthew because he has a real confidence in his game. Hiltz with a floater high off the glass, not there. Shamar to Downey underneath, no good. Rebound Shane, and he tosses that one out of bounds. Logan's got to settle down. He's a little amped from those ticky-tacky fouls going against him. He's got to take a deep breath. Mentioned during the first broadcast, I went to hot yoga this afternoon. They would call it your Ujjayi breath. You learn something every day watching OSBA hoops. Shamar in the corner to Downey. Lorenzo, Downey, big three. Lorenzo can hit from anywhere in the gym. Dyson Frank, big man. Showing he can defend, good footwork. Newton, little roll. He was looking for the foul, thought he got pushed. Orangeville's got numbers. Shamar, and it's got to be a charging foul against Shamar. Nicely done from Hiltz to take that. Lead at 16, 3:36 to go. So if you're Southwest, try to chip away at this. Let's get it down to single digits. That's the first goal. You got to wipe the floor off here. A bunch of sweat out there. One of the reasons I love calling the games, I get to stand up because when I'm calling the CEBL games and that, I'm seated right down to the scorer's table, which like obviously you see when they're calling Raptor games and that. And it's cool to be down there like that, but I also can't stand sitting down. What's like the players, I want to get into it. And when you're sitting in the chair, it's hard to get into it. How many times you've seen coaches just sit on that chair? Obviously, Nagandu, no good. So yeah, the way the coaches get up and walk around, I like to do the same. So this is always a bit more homey to me being here at the Athlete Institute. So timeout on the floor. Orangeville, Tony McIntyre wants a minute. talk to his troops. 3:16 to go in the half. You're watching OSBA basketball. Easy for me to say. So if you were around earlier, AI Red falls to Excel Hoops. Good game. Made a good run of it, and then just ran out of gas in the last 2 minutes. So if you are out there, don't forget, follow me on Twitter at Mr. McKee. Check me on Instagram at Mr. McKeeCM. Just type in Chris McKee. I'll pop up. I'll be posting some videos, some highlights. Normally I bring my camera, do interviews after. I didn't bring it today, but I will have it for every other game the rest of the season. Always try to get at least 1 or 2 interviews of players from each team. I won't this week, but I'll definitely cut some highlights. Hopefully these games are still online. Sometimes I take the stream down right after. But I'll try to get the video, chop some video up. Plenty of highlights already. Moncrief, a nice little finish under the basket. A couple big threes already. Nagandu with the alley-oop when it was 4-3. .316 to go. Shamar will inbound underneath the basket. He's going to be guarded by Ruben Hassabanebi. No, Southwest just going. And it looks like, who is it? Is it Downey? No, 22, Dyson Frank gets called in a push in the back, so fortunate. He's got to call timeout here. Oh, no. Get the ball up, son. You only got a few seconds. Hassabanebi. So Ruben could shoot from anywhere in the gym. Haven't seen him put it up yet. They got to find ways for him to get shots. They can't just all be Brock Newton has his pocket pick. Shamar. Oh, missed that dunk. So Shamar going for the highlight. Missing the dunk. It's funny because I was watching the warm-ups and he missed the exact same dunk right there. But he was feeling himself. I'll be curious to see how Tony McIntyre reacts to that. Well, it gets him a spot on the bench. That's how Tony reacts. Darius DeVero checks in for him. Hassabanebi looking for room. They spread the whole court for him. And there's that chance to create his shot. Ruben can't get the lay-in. DeVero races up the floor. Downey spots up, looks good. Downey again, another big three. Told you, anywhere in the gym, Lorenzo Downey. Hassabanebi takes his shot, looks off, it is. Downey rebounds. DeVero from the free throw line. Gorgeous little jump shot. Darius DeVero. Orangeville opening it up now. 19-point lead. Southwest has got to stop the bleeding. Long three, Logan Shane. That's what they needed exactly right there. Logan Shane, big three. That one didn't even touch a lick of the net. Beautiful arc on that. DeVero, the son of a coach. His father, David, the head coach at McGill. And he really looks the part. M.A. gets it blocked. You don't see that often. Looks like Ethan Butler got in there for Southwest and swatted that away from Matthew. And it's a turnover. So really enjoyed seeing Darius tonight. You can see he's really matured. He looks like he's grown a little, and he's just got a lot more confidence in his game. Doesn't have that wide-eyed look I've seen kind of the past 2 years where he's the young guy out there. Now I got a little veteran savvy, and I think him being around Shamar Rattan-Mays is going to be great for him. Talk about a guy to model your game after. and follow in his footsteps. Darius, definitely that. Darius, a 2021, so he's got at least another year here. So maybe once Shamar's done, this is Shamar's last year, Darius can take over that role. Looks the part already. Brock Newton at the line. Brock, a class of 2021. 44-27, 120 to go in the half. Newton hits them both. Kyler Filowich checking back in place of, well, it looks like Dyson Frank. That's it. That's 6 guys on the floor for a second. Justice Prentice leading the charge. Leads it for Downey. Prentice in the corner for 3. Why not? Can't get the roll. Comes back out to DeVero. Downey wide open look. You cannot leave him open. Lorenzo Downey all day. Lorenzo from Halifax. Shot clock at 5, 4. Swish. 2-1. Brock Newton, big 3. Lead down to 16. DeVero, nobody playing defense. And Shamar's got to watch Kyler Filowich there. Easy lay-in. No style points, but the basket counts. Hasabanebi. Shot. We're at 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Logan Shane, high arcing 3, has that affected by Nagana. Didn't get a touch of it, but his arm really. And that's a turnover. Hasabanebi recognizes from the half, and it's good! Ruben Hasabanebi from half court drains it. So that's a little bit of momentum for Southwest going into the half. Hit that big 3. It's 49-34. Ruben Hasabanebi. Well, son, you definitely made the highlight reel right there. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining me. Orangeville in front by 15, but they're going to go to the break. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Last week.
Just give me a little check. 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2. There we go. So I got Jeremy Pope
1, 2, 1, 2.
in the booth. One of the coaches with Orangeville Prep here.
You can hear me?
Yeah, a little bit loud. Well, I'll turn you up a little bit. Go ahead.
Perfect. If you can hear me, then we're good.
Yeah,
okay,
I'll turn you up a little bit. So I'll drown you out a bit.
Gotcha,
So
no
I heard you guys trying to steal my job on Thursday. You know what's funny? I was sitting at home watching some NFL, and it was about 8:15. I'm like, well, the football doesn't start, so I'll tune in. And 2 minutes into the game, I hear you guys giving me shout-outs and that, so thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No doubt. Me and Tony thought it was kind of dry, so at halftime we hopped on and
why not?
did a good job for a little while.
So a couple new additions here to Orangeville Prep. I know Lorenzo Downey last year from TRC. I thought he was the MVP of the OSBA playoffs. The guy's lights out. I think he's deceptive. He looks pretty good, but I think he's deceptively quick. And obviously we're seeing this guy's got range from anywhere.
Yeah, Poppy, we call him Poppy, but Lorenzo, he's a really good addition for us. He allows us to be different than last year. I don't think we shot the ball as well as we did this year. I think we have a couple more shooters as well, kids that just got better at shooting it, but him alone allows you to space the floor. And I think coaches talk about spacing the floor, but on the other end, when coaches are game planning and you saying you're spacing the floor and your team can't shoot the ball, you're not really spacing anything. So he allows us to really, in reality, really space it because he can really shoot it. Midnight Madness, he ran off about 3.5 racks in a row. So he's really good. He's really popped. Like you said, he's deceptive. It's not just really fast, but he has a lot of pop to his game. Stop and go, can sweep and dunk it. He's a Division I basketball player by all stretch of the imagination.
No doubt. I've seen he's starting to pick up a few offers already. And then we got Darius DeVero, one of the new players. I've seen Darius for a couple of years. I was just saying he looks a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
And, obviously he's a 2021. I thought what a great opportunity for him to learn under Shamar. And what a better player to learn from. So talk about where you see Darius's game going over the next year or so.
Darius is, with him and Shamar, they're probably arguably the two smartest kids in this league. Given how great of a league this is, that's really good, really high praise. Darius' dad's been a college coach Canada basketball. So Darius has a really, really amazing basketball mind and IQ. He's really fast. He stays in front of the ball. He's pesky. He has vision. He's a little different than Shamar, but I think they complement each other pretty well. And he's a 2-time OSBA champion, so he knows how to win basketball games. And for us adding that piece, I think it gives Shamar a break. And in his own right, he's not really just Shamar's backup. He's his own guy. He has Division I offers himself as well. Some schools are talking about wanting to get him earlier, so he might not even be here next year. We're waiting to see, but he's that level of a kid. So, we're fortunate to have him as well.
I'm getting my first look tonight at Jeff Nagandu. Tell me a little bit about him. We've seen that alley-oop right off the back when it was 4-3. It's funny. With Tyrese Samuel leaves going down to Seton Hall, I'm like, how do you replace that? I'm like, well, this guy's a clone of him, basically, really.
Yeah, him and Tyrese was a really good piece that we had. He was hard to replace until Jeff walked into our lives. He's a high-level recruit. We had Will Wade from LSU in here. We had Patrick Ewing in here from Georgetown. Rick Stansberry from Western Kentucky. So he's a wanted man. He blocks shots. He can shoot about 15, 17. He can hit a 3 here and there too as well. He's strong. And more than anything, he's an amazing kid. He's from the Congo. He was in Idaho last year, had to sit the whole year, and he kind of just had a rough deal last year. But ever since he's been with us, he's been amazing for us. He changes us. We're different because of him. But at the end of the day, he's an amazing coach's dream student athlete.
And quick, Kyler Philwich come from Manitoba.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
getting my first look at him. What I see is he's got a big frame. I understand he plays football as well, and I was saying, I played football. I think he's got to decide, is he a football player or is he a basketball player? Yeah. So he's got to get a bit more of a basketball body, but he's got some really quick feet on him. I'm loving what I'm seeing early.
Yeah, he's a really high IQ kid. He knows how to use his body. He's not overly athletic, but he can dunk it. Deceptively strong. He's a defensive end, so he knows how to use his body and get around, and he's nimble on his feet. But he's another Division I kid. Northern Colorado's been asking about him. South Dakota, North Dakota. So he's from Manitoba, so he's not too far from those schools already anyway.
Yeah.
He's also one of our Nike Bounce kids as well, and since we've got him in the spring, he's been amazing for us. He's an amazing kid as well. So we're fortunate to have a really good group of young men. And I think that's first and foremost that we appreciate about them. In the basketball stuff, they're talented kids. So now, because they're great young men and they're talented, it allows us to pour into them exponentially. So
quickly, really I know you got to get back to the bench, and I got a quick washroom break before we start.
No doubt.
But one of the things I thought last year, Orangeville, best team in the league all year.
Yeah.
And I think, when they talk about, when an NFL team clinches their division title with about 4 games to go, and they lose that momentum, I thought maybe Orangeville was a little guilty of that. How do you keep that momentum going into the playoffs this year to assure another OSBA championship?
I think that particular team, which most of that team returned now, they didn't really have a reference point. I mean, some kids, MA, Shamar, they've been around, but that team in particular didn't really have a reference point. I mean, we're in prep basketball, so you're going to have some big turnover here and there, but that team didn't really have a reference point. I mean, the Thornley game we lost, I mean, Charles coached that team. He did a really good job with that team. They had 2 kids that are at Texas A&M and at Colorado now. So
Keyshawn Bartholomew.
they have Power 5 guards. So
Yeah.
it's tough. Like, guards literally win you games in the prep level and college level. So I think just the relation we had with Charles and Keyshawn, and just like it was a battle. It wasn't just us walking in. Like, it was stuff on the line. And we was up 12 at halftime in the semifinals, and they just made Keyshawn and Cassius just made high-level basketball plays, and we didn't. That was it. The talent was there, everything we needed was there, and they just made more plays than we did. And we kind of didn't. We weren't resilient enough. But we're back. We reloaded. We're ready to go, and we'll take another shot at it this year for sure.
49-34, Jeremy Pope. You got about a minute to get back down there. Thanks for joining us. We're going to keep doing this throughout the season.
Definitely.
So stay tuned. Next time at halftime, don't tune away when we're doing interviews. So we'll be right back in about 2 minutes for the start of the second half.
It's always a pleasure, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks. Getting ready for the start of the second half. I'm a little winded. I had to race down quick washroom break and then sprint back up. Thankfully, Southwest was still in the half. Their coach giving them a good talk. And so they're back out. So it looks like, was that Hasbanebi fouled at the half when he hit that bucket? Maybe. When he hit that improbable half-court shot. Either way, lead down to 14. Orangeville looks comfortable. And it's been more, MA had a couple big buckets early. He's been quiet. Nagandu, big bucket early, been quiet. Once they rev it up, MA, space in the floor, attacks the basket, uses the glass, no good. Rebound, Kowal. In the corner, that Grant misses. Shamar with the rebound. Nagandu. Underneath. Has his pocket picked by Hasbanebi, but he's called with a foul. (49-35). Rattan Mays under the hoop. Inbounds. Downey sneaks in the back. Hasabanebi gets a loose ball. He thought about pushing it ahead to Brock Newton, wisely opted not to. Hasabanebi, the lefty. Grant long three, no good. Rebound Moncrief. So MA didn't see Nagandhu ahead. There's Downey, little push, offensive foul. Good call, referee. Lorenzo put his shoulder, looks like I think it was into Newton, drew the foul. Quall, the lefty, guarded by his former teammate. That's a bit unfortunate on the travel. I thought he pivoted, put the ball down, is what it is. I like Quall's yellow Nikes. Good look. MA. And who's the foul on? Oh, I think it's on Newton. Moncrief to the line. So Moncrief had the chance last year down to the Basketball Without Borders camp, down at NBA All-Star Weekend. Got to be training with different NBA players. I think it was Nikola Jokic. Excuse me, was down there like helping run the camp. All the European guys. And of course, MA with a good AAU summer. Follow Matthew on Twitter, so I see a lot of his updates, what he's up to. Shamar bounce pass to Nagandhu, has his pocket picked by Ziphion Grant. Good foul, because Nagandhu was about to rip that rim off. Good crowd here opening night. Don't forget Thursday coming up, the OSBA game of the week, Orangeville Prep at Crestwood, 5 p.m. Thursday. I'll be on the call with my guy Anthony Gallo, doing color commentating with me. Always love being up here, but let me tell you, man, I am stoked for that game Thursday. That's going to be a game. If you're anywhere in the Toronto area, and you know what? Let me tell you something. If you can't afford Raptors tickets, because not a lot of us can, especially the way they're playing, not even available, this will be the best basketball you will see in the Toronto area, aside from a Raptors game all season, I guarantee it. Orangeville pressing. Giancarlo Walton out there now for the first time. Didn't play, oh no. Sorry, that's Ethan Butler. Thought it was 34. I did get some new glasses a few weeks ago, but I do not have new eyes. So it looks like there's been a technical. He yanked MA's jersey. That's why Matthew's at the line by himself. Hits it. Matthew, part of the Canadian U19 national team. Mentioned, got 20-plus offers from the A-list, the Blue Bloods of NCAA. Shamar, no one coming to him. Leaves it to MA, inside to Nagandhu. And a travel. So they've been really quick on these travel calls tonight, which I'm not a fan of. But Orangeville had that mismatch, Nagandhu on Quall. Jeff's going to win that all day. Julian to Hiltz. Jaleel step back, long arcing three. Doesn't go. Quall with the putback. Nicely done. 55-37. 7:37 to go in the third quarter. Looks like they're hell-bent on getting that ball in the post, and again, the Shamar blows through everyone. Gorgeous little floater, Shamar Rattan-Mace. Jaleel Hiltz. Hasabanebi, pocket picked. Wide open look. Short. As Ethan Butler missed on that. Shamar skates through. And Shamar with a charge. Jaleel Hiltz taking that again. That's one thing, Jaleel, he's got that slight frame, so and he's very, very smart with how he plays it, man. If he takes that, as soon as he feels contacts, he drops. I know it's the different sport. Reminds me, Lionel Messi in soccer is only 5'6". I mean, he's a tank of a dude, but the second he gets that contact, he goes down, draws a lot of fouls, creates scoring opportunities. M.A. Frank in the corner. Too much. Rebound, Qual. Races up the floor. He's got a wide open look and blocked. Good hustle back. Lorenzo Downey getting it done on both ends. Ethan Butler denied. Dyson Frank inside. Lovely finish. Jeff Nagandu using that big frame. No one on Southwest has the size. Well, that's on the floor right now. Get your phones out. Lorenzo Downey, two-handed dunk. And there's the timeout they needed. 61-37. Orangeville Prep cruising. Some little baby in the back. One of my favorite songs of the past year, Lil Baby and Moneybag Yo, All of a Sudden. Check that out on YouTube. That beat is absolutely deadly. That's one of my running songs when I go for a run in the summer. I had a great summer. Hope you guys did too. I mentioned I was down doing all the CEBL basketball, but just being out, watching my son's games, playing soccer all over Ontario. Went down to a camp with my son down to Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Enjoyed that. Some great shopping down in Pennsylvania. They got outlet malls. I got a pair of Jordans that I saw for $260 here in Toronto, down there for 40 US. I was like, sold. Mentioned during the first game, going to be down December 22nd. My son, soccer player, he's at Lehigh University for an ID camp. And then come March, we are at UNC Greensboro and probably in North Carolina, and then Mercer, which is in Macon, Georgia. A couple more to come. Great summer, just being out, being active, getting that sunshine in. Had the chance to cover some PGA, the Canadian Open, LPGA, CP Women's Open for Golf Talk Canada. Just love being around pros. Doesn't matter the sport, you learn so much just watching them prepare. There's a steal. Speaking of get your phones out, Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Oh. 63-37. And Orangeville opened this one up. That's the thing with Orangeville. Jeremy and I talked about that during the break. Whereas, leading into the last few games, I thought they took the foot off the gas a little. You had your guys committed, Tyrese and all that, and Joe. And it's kind of like, all right, they didn't have that same kind of fight as maybe as the other guys did on the other end. And then, of course, they end up losing to two. I mean, Cassius McNeely's going down to Texas A&M. Moncrief, oh! Yeah. Oh! that would have emptied the gym. People would have sprinted out on that one. That was like Dr. J.S., that big windmill My goodness. Easy lay-in, missed. Emmy again. Shamar takes it to the hoop, inside to Phil, which he's hammered. And he'll go to the line and shoot two. Hey, shout out to Ziphion Grant on that. He's not afraid of the big man. Filowich give him the look. But so that's a big dude, man. If you're going to foul him, make sure he knows about it. Are they calling a technical on that? I think Kyler's asking for it. Say, hey, man, like, this is my back. But, you know, Kyler's a big dude. He can take that. Why is he getting sent to the bench now? Oh, it looks like he's cut. He's got a little bit of blood on him, so he must be attended to by the trainer. He's got to leave the game. A little cut in his head. And, hey, if he is cut, then he's definitely got an argument for, like, where's the T, man? That's a flagrant. Hopefully that heals up quickly. Kyler get back in and get some minutes. Alex Nawaga comes in place of him. Alex out of Mississauga. He's been a part of the Canadian national team program at the U16 and U17 level. Again, starting to get some NCAA interest. He's got an offer from James Madison, a couple others coming. Nawaga converts. 65-39. Orangeville Prep comfortable. Hasabanebi. Hasabanebi in the corner for three. No good. Nawaga rounds that one up. Got a little lucky on that one, Frank. And Shamar gets fouled. He'll shoot two. Gorgeous fall afternoon, driving up here. I finally found a new route coming in from Pickering. I normally go 401 west, sort of 410 up to 10 to here, which during rush hour is an absolute nightmare going across the 401. And the 410 northbound is just, I mean, it's a crawl. It's insane. So tried something a little different tonight. Went up the 404 to Davis Drive and then took Davis, a.k.a. Highway 9, all the way along. That was a gorgeous drive, man. Beautiful fall afternoon. Weather nice. That's one of the things, man, when you come up here, sometimes it's about 10 degrees colder up here in Orangeville than it is in Pickering, where I live down by the lake. That's Micah Della Foresta out there, seeing his first action, number 15. So Excel going into the bench. Sorry, Southwest. Excel was the first game. This is my first game up here since, when was the last time I called a game? Probably August, I guess, when I was doing CEBL, so I'm a little rusty, forgive. Newton, Kowal in the corner, the lefty, high arcing shot, no good. Rebound DeVero. Again, no let up in Orangeville. MA, and gets called with a charge. A little bit of a gift foul. Matthew not too happy about it. Matthew's very quiet with his protest. You don't hear him, you never hear him get a little heated, and usually very cool and calm. Not afraid to talk to the refs. More just gets annoyed as opposed to emotional, which is good. Jaleel, you got to get that ball over. Does. Hasabanebi. Della Foresta denied. Prentice to DeVero. Darius spots up, no good. Southwest gives it right back. Nawaga, little floater off the glass, nice finish. We got a 30-point lead, 69-39. Qual, denied, Alex Nawaga. Not in my house. Oh, that got them up off their feet on the bench. Woo! You know, I love that because one of the highlights of the year last year was Tyree Samuel absolutely posterizing Alex Nawaga when he played for King's Christian at that exact basket. So a little redemption for Alex there on a former Orangeville Prep player. So Alex showing you what he can do. He's got some of the longest arms. He's built a lot like Moncrief. Big, long arms on a really athletic frame. Alex can jump out of the gym. Alex, for me, got to work a little bit on his range as well as ball handling. Oh! If that went in, that's twice now MA has almost emptied the gym. If that went in, I was ripping the headset off, and I was going to go for a sprint down Highway 9. Wide open. Prentice now. He goes for the easy lay-in. Nawaga was following. He was hoping for that little bounce, that LeBron James-esque pass off the glass to his teammate. A little cheap foul by Justice. But when the game's like this, we got 31-point lead. It's the highlight reel time. So, good to see some of the youngsters now for the first time. Mustafa Vanjo's checking in, number 5. As well as number 0, Jalik Dunkley Distant. This kid's in grade 9, playing for the Orangeville Prep Bears. You know, I didn't know much about him. I had a little chat with some of the coaches before. They're like, "Ooh, you got to see this kid." So here's the youngster coming in, which means he's got to be, 13 maybe? At 13, I was 4'11", 97 pounds. Prentice smothered. Tried to bounce it off one of the Southwest guys, not there. Brock Newton gets a dunk. That'll add to his mixtape. .223 to go in the third quarter. Dunkley Distant misses on his first chance. Kowal and Jalik tips that out of bounds. He did. Jalik touched that. It should be Southwest ball. Good call, referee. That was pretty clear. Kowal would have had an easy basket if Jalik didn't touch it. So Jalik out of Stony Creek, class of 2024. When I was doing my game prep, I'm like, 2024? Why does that feel like 10 years away? DeVero with a nice finish. So I remember seeing a really young Matthew Alexander Moncrief up here going back 3-4 years. And everyone telling me, hey, wait till you see this kid. This kid's going to be something. And now you've seen a couple almost ridiculous dunks tonight from MA. It's been a little unfortunate, but you know it's coming. But Jalik, they think equally as highly of him as they did about MA a couple years ago. So here's Newton at the line. 73-44. So despite the loss of Kobe Elvis, they look like a decent team. Now, obviously, this is Orangeville Prep, but compared to some of the other teams in the OSBA, I think Southwest is going to be competitive. Definitely going to have an opportunity get into the playoffs. Work on chemistry there. Dyson Frank. Big two-handed dunk with some mustard on it. Kowal underneath. We're seeing Tariq Armstrong, number 1, out there for the first time as well. Long jumper, no good. Prentice slows things down. Got to get some of the young guys in. Love to see Vanjo or Dunkley Distant make something happen here. Nice little fadeaway jump shot. Darius DeVero making it look easy. Hasabanebi blows through. And it's so uncanny watching Darius. His game is so similar to Shamar. They are like identical. just the way their movement on the floor, the way they run the floor, their ability. And you heard Jeremy saying both, obviously, going to get some NCAA love. It's Kowal. Kowal of 2021, still a really young guy. I think this is a really important year for him. He's got all the talent in the world. He's doing the phantom high fives, finally gets a real one. And I think, now that he's down at Southwest, he's going to get a ton of minutes, which he didn't get up here last year. And he's got to show something, I think, this year. Kowal can shoot from anywhere in the gym. He's athletic, good kid. But this is showtime now. Prentice. Bounce pass in to Frank. A little easy lay-in. Dyson Frank. Frank, down in Utah last year, in high school. Quarter coming to an end. Air ball, looks like it is. 0.5 left, 0.4. And so Southwest could get a heave. And it's up. And a good attempt from Tariq Armstrong, but no dice. Not as nice as Hassab and Heavy's half-court shot. So at the end of 3, Orangeville Prep cruising 79-46. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us here at the Athlete Institute on a YouTube stream. Don't forget to click subscribe, stay up to date on all things AI and Orangeville Prep. Obviously, follow them on Instagram and Twitter. One of the better social media accounts you'll see. Also, shout out my guy Drew from On Point. Definitely give them a follow if you're a fan of basketball in Canada. And drop me a follow as well, Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. Mentioned during the first game, can't wait to get home tonight. I think I'm going to stop for a cocktail somewhere once I get back to Pickering, try to catch a bit of this Lakers-Clippers game. Here's the deal. I am not sold one bit on the Lakers. More sold on the Clippers, but obviously it's going to take them a little bit to gel, so don't jump the gun if they get out to like an 11-11 start early. It doesn't really start popping. Give them a minute. It's going to get together, but I am not buying this whole Lakers situation. I still think they're a few players away. And so, I think at best you're looking at like a 6, 7, 8 seed for LeBron and crew. West always tough. Is this the year Harden finally gets it done? Fourth quarter about to start. Tariq Armstrong. Prentice. Oh, hey, look, these point guards for Orangeville got to stop dunking. It's not happening. Oh, Dyson Frank. Talk about it's not happening. Dyson Frank with the denial. And hey, I love this, 33-point game, and Dyson Frank out there playing defense still. Love it. No let up. Orangeville ball. So Orangeville becoming like the Duke of the OSBA, really, in high school basketball. They lose, Duke loses guys to the NBA every year, and then they reload And that's a nice finish from Justice Prentice. He'll go to the line and try and convert the three-point play. But Orangeville, then, they lose all these guys to the NCAA and, an NBA, a couple of guys in the NBA a year later. And here they are reloading with, more big-time players that just as good or better than those dudes. Loving my first look here at Dyson Frank. Haven't seen much of Jeff Ngandu, haven't had to. And that's the beauty of Orangeville. And obviously Lorenzo Downey out here, raining threes in the first half, helped create this big lead. Jaleel Hiltz out there. Hiltz wide open three as the shot clock was expiring. What's the call? So that's on Dyson Frank, holding. Grabbed the hold. It's probably Logan Shane down there. Big dude, always causing problems underneath the hoop. Armstrong. Butler from the corner, no good. Rebound, Vanjov. Mustafa can't get it to go. That was his first attempt. Mustafa out of Tajikistan. Oh, Dyson Frank again. Get out of here. Stepped out of bounds. We've talked about it a dozen times. Guy's not mindful on those baselines. Too many lines over there. Hiltz. Butler. Armstrong. Hiltz again. Jaleel. Unfortunate pass from Shane back to Hiltz. DeVero running the floor, and he's hammered by Logan Shane. Now, if I'm someone in Orangeville, Shane, a little bit of too much of a smile on his face after that foul when he saw Darius go down hard. He maybe want to return the favor. Substitution. So Noah Julian back in as well for the first time tonight. We're seeing Evan Fanti, number 23. Evan out of Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay. DeVero hits his free throw. Long jumper, and that jumper there just exemplifies Southwest night. Went in, looked good, in and out, just couldn't go. Unfortunate. Micah Della Foresta. Nawaga inbounds. DeVero. Mustafa, turn around, can't get it to go. The whole bench, so they want the young guys to get their baskets here. Butler, no good. And that's going to be Southwest ball. DeVero couldn't get a handle on it. Hiltz. Jaleel attacks, puts it up. A little reckless. Nice bounce pass. Dunkley distant! Not Dunkley distant, Dunkley now! Jalik gets his first basket for Orangeville Prep. Ball bouncing around. So Jalik Dunkley distant. Show him what he's got. There's the grade 9. You think, what were you doing in grade 9? I was like I said, a sub 5 foot freshman at Neil McNeil High School in Toronto. I waited till I had my growth spurt when I was 5'3" before I played for the basketball team in grade 10. Hey, I left high school at 6 foot, so I had a good stretch somewhere in between. So obviously everyone talking about Elijah Fisher over at Crestwood is one of the young stars to watch out for, but Jalik Dunkley distant, definitely going to get his name known playing here for Orangeville. Give him some confidence, and also he can show his teammates, I can do this in a game. It's one thing to do that in a warm-up or in a practice, but you know, when the lights are on, when the cameras are on, when the gym's full, different story. .39 lead, Orangeville Prep. And Jaleel Hills kicked that. And Dunkley distant, hard foul. Love this. Loving this from the young guy. So the ref's putting the whistle away there. Literally, Jaleel kicked that one forward to Brock Newton. Brock at the line, shooting a couple free throws. Brock, a class of 2021. Too strong. No, got the roll. Thought he had a little too much mustard on that, but goes in. Gets them both. Southwest continuing to press. Ball's kicked out of bounds by Fanti. Remain Orangeville ball with 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Dunkley distant. Leaves it for DeVero. Darius easy. Oh! Called with goaltending. Unfortunate. Ethan Butler. Nice recovery. It was a wide open lane. A little unlucky for Ethan. Nice play regardless. That'll count as a goaltending. And who was that? Jaleel Hilt stepped out of bounds, unfortunately. Jalik showing his ball handling. Ooh, and Prentice hammered. Refs putting the whistles away, thankfully. Can wrap this up and go home and watch some NBA. So I had a laugh. I was listening to Tony McIntyre and Jeremy Pope. They jumped on for the second half of the game Thursday. I think it was AI Black and Crothers. Dunkley distant gets called with a charge. And I remember listening to Tony saying, hey, this is really hard up here calling these games. It's like, it's about preparation, guys. You got to come with the notes, right? You have something to talk about. So the good news, I think my job's safe for a couple weeks anyway. Hopefully get Tony up here in the booth. as well as some of the players. Had some fun last year. Tyree Samuel did a half with me calling the game. Matthew Alexander Moncrief did a fantastic job calling the Southwest game against, I think it was AI Red or AI Black last year with me. Especially when I'm up here by myself doing both games. Nice to get a little help once in a while. Jalik Dunkley distant, showing the range. Big three as well. Newton. So shout out to Brock Newman. This guy's done yeoman's work tonight. Really worked his butt off. Trying to put this team on his back. Really nice player. I think the thing with Southwest is that the bench depth is not where, Orangeville Prep or, teams like Crestwood maybe. So their starting five is as good as just about any in the league, better than most. But it's their depth that's going to be a challenge for them. So hopefully keep away from the injury bug and a little bit more experience for these guys. 41-point game, 4:36 to go. Jalik leaves it for Prentice. DeVero showing his exceptional ball handling. Dunkley distant, why not? Take it, son. Misses. Fanti with the loose ball rebound. Butler, no good. Yeah, it looks like Julian was fouled by Jalik. No? No, he got called with the foul. Excuse me. .406 to go in the ball game. Noah Julian at the line. Noah, class of 2020 from Toronto. The ref doing his best. The Swiffer thing is literally 4 feet from you. You can give that a use. Actually, you asked what was I doing when I was in grade 9? I was a lobby boy at McDonald's. I was cleaning lobbies, still playing hockey and soccer and basketball, but instead of doing this, my parents had me working. And they wonder why I got burnt out by the time I was 30. I was working from the time I was 12, literally. I will say my experience working at McDonald's was fantastic. Still one of my favorite places I ever worked. Downey back out there for 3, air ball. Lorenzo's been sitting on a bench quite a while, so no surprise. A little off on that shot, but he's hit a bunch of big threes, so he's had a night. Talk about a home debut. Nice finish. Noah Julian, and 1. Southwest still plugging away, trailing by 40. .321 to go in the ball game. Jalik Dunkley distant. Prentice. Ooh, and Justice had his head kind of snapped back there. So definite foul. Looks all right for it. So big shout out to Justice Gordon for AI. Red in the first game was fantastic. Really had a great second half. So really excited to see what he can do for the rest of the season. Watch him develop. Prentice. Justice, a class of 2020. Gets it to go. What was going on there? No foul call. He's just Shane being a little dramatic. Methinks he doth protest too much. It's my Shakespeare. That was Shane doing his acting. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. That's the opening line of the Merchant of Venice. Ooh, Logan Shane. Nice three. Dyson Frank. Jalik Dunkley distant, weaves through everyone, can't get the roll. And Shane, that's about his 10th foul tonight. Every 2 minutes, he's got another one. Kyler, mentioned from Manitoba. Played at Vincent Massey High School last year. #1 player in Manitoba 2 years in a row. Both his parents played basketball at the University of Manitoba. And he's got a sister, Kaylin, that plays basketball out at UBC. Armstrong. Julian, three, too much. Lorenzo. Showing his ball handling as well. .2:15 to go in the ball game. Orangeville Prep, easy W tonight. They were pushed a little in the first half, but just created that separation. Dyson Frank. Oh, as the shot clock was winding down. Nice push ahead. And Noah Julian off the glass, nice basket. Filwich, Frank. There's that shake from Lorenzo. Come on now. Dutty. You see that little deceptive shake just shook his defender so easily. Lorenzo Downey, man. Jeez. NCAA coaches, what are you doing? You're sleeping on this dude. Well, it looks about 9:42 local time. By the time I'll be home in time for about the first quarter. Lakers, Clippers. So shout out to my boss, Kimberly Fowler, for booking this off for me on short notice. I thought I was supposed to be at work tonight. Showed up to work. They told me, what are you doing here? So thankfully was able to come up here. I was so gutted thinking, oh man, opening night there. I want to be there. And so happy got to be up here. And remember, don't forget, Thursday night, 5 p.m., OSBA TV, the OSBA game of the week, Orangeville Prep on the road versus Crestwood. I'm going to be on the call for that. And I would imagine that gym is going to be electric that night. I've officially hit the wall. So Noah Julian inbounds. Logan Shane. Mustafa with the rebound. So we got to get to 100. We got to get our free pizza slice. Orangeville hits 100, like in the old days at Raptors games. Downey again. Oh, a little too cute with it. Dunkley. Fanti got away with a foul. And another one. Filwich muscles it. Shane again. How many does he have? Oh, it wasn't called on Logan, I don't think. No, it was, yeah. So Kyler at the line. 53 seconds to go. Hits the second. Lead back to 39. Armstrong. Julian. Unlucky, as Southwest have been most of the night. Dyson Frank underneath. They're trying to get Mustafa his bucket. Fanti. Armstrong for three. Why not? No good. Frank is fouled. Is it a shooting foul? It is. Dyson Frank to the line. .1 to go. .99. Let's get 100. Put 100 on. Lead back to 40. Ah, no good. Mustafu, no good. Filwich, there it is. There's the 100. 101.59. Orangeville Prep gonna get the W. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us. On behalf of everyone here at AI, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. And remember, Thursday, 5 p.m., OSBA TV. Oh, come on, ref. You really called that with 1.5 seconds to go. Oh, well. Hey. Is what it is. Some highlights again. Check me out on Twitter at Mr. McKee. I'll be posting some of these highlights over the next day or two. Trying to get some done in the morning, depending on how long it takes me to download the game. These games sometimes, you know, it's like it's a 2.5-hour file. They're big files, so hopefully get some highlights up tomorrow. Worst case by Thursday when my day off. So 103.59, and that'll do it. Orangeville Prep with the W. Thanks for joining us. Again, Thursday, 5 p.m. We'll see you then.